In the last class, we were talking about the concept of rebase, right? We have discussed, like, I'm just giving a recap of what we have learned yesterday. Rebase is also kind of merge, but which will rewrite the log history, right? And which shows the linear development. Like we were considering a master branch with a bunch of commits, like a commit A, commit B. Then we were creating a branch from master, which is B2. And yeah, obviously it will also have commit A and commit B. Then later, development is happening parallelly. Here, some in master branch, some commit C was made, and here another commit C was made. Commit D was made here, right? So after parallel development, at some point, if we want to integrate changes from master to B2, like we want to get the changes from master to B2, right? That's where the log history becomes commit A, commit B, commit D, and some commit, right? If it is a merge. But we want to write the log history, and the log history will be in such a way that C will be here, and then D means first all the parent commits, then the child commits. This is called a merge, which will rewrite the log history when merging, or it will show us a linear development. This is what is rebase. Right? We have discussed theoretically with this diagrammatic representation yesterday. Today we shall go with the hands-on. So that's a quick recap of the rebase concept we discussed yesterday. Shall we proceed with the hands-on on this, or any questions here? Good to go?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you all for confirming. So now let's see what are all the things we have on master. I just want to keep the log simple. Okay, I will just comment. I'm just keeping the repository clean, as well as I just don't want this complete log history. I'll just go as per our diagrammatic representation with two comments. Okay, let's make it simple. So I just want to discard everything. How to discard everything? I just want these two commits, commit A, commit B. This should be the topmost commit. So how to discard other? What should we do?
Reset hard.
Exactly. It's a reset hard. Just commit ID, whichever will be the topmost, or else tilde, head tilde 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So either you can write head tilde 7 or else this commit ID. Now head pointer is on this particular commit. If we see, yes, and check the log. Sorry, I gained it this. That's okay. So these two commits we have, right? And now if you do the status, file 5, let me just discard everything. RM file 5. Oh, see, it's unstaged. Git log. Let me just discard this. Git reset or git log. So these are the two commits I have, and I have got two files. So this is a file 1 and this is a file 2. Let me close others. Okay, these two are ones. Git ls files. Okay, I have these two. Now, yeah, I have got the simple log history. This is the one I have. Now I would like to create a branch at this point. So how to create a branch from master?
Git branch.
The branch source and
Git branch, new branch name, and the parent branch name.
Master.
Ma'am,
Okay, so
ma'am, if you don't mention the master, will it still creates that, right?
by default, it will consider master as a parent if you don't mention the branch name, parent branch.
Now we can switch.
So we got the B2 branch, but before switching, I would like to make here one more commit, like which is commit C as per our diagrammatic representation. So I'm creating file 3, new file on master. So what to do now? Where is this file now?
It's in the master.
Of course, it's in the master. It's in the staging area. Sorry,
Staging.
working directory, untracked file. It's in the working directory of master.
Add.
So git add and git commit -m file on master. Okay, we're done. Now, if you see the log, yeah, 3 commits, 3 files of master. Like you can consider this like a commit A, commit B, and commits. All right. So now let us go to B2 branch. How to switch the branch?
Git check to.
Check
Check
out.
out. Check out. B2.
Get check out B2. Right. So let's go to B2. Okay, now we are on B2. If you do ls, yes, you have got 2 files. And if you see the log, yeah, you have got 2 commits, everything from master, right? We got all the commits, we got all the files from master. Git log online. So yeah, we got everything from the master. Now, now that we got everything from master, let's create some changes, some files specific to this branch. Let's say file 4.txt. I'm creating a new file on B2. Yeah. Then git add file 4. Git commit -m on B2. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So again, here also we have 3 files and the 3 commits, right? Let's consider, let's have this commit history to refer. Okay, this is the, oh, not copied. Okay, for reference, this is the log of B2. Okay, this is the log of B2. Similarly, let's check the log of master. This is the log of master. For you to refer easily, I'm writing here. So this is commit A, commit B. This is commit C. Now this is commit A, commit B. This is commit D, which is made on B2. Now, like we want to rewrite. So log of B2 after rebase. Okay, let us write this log. Let's rebase now. I want to integrate changes from master to B2. So how do you rebase it?
Git
Rebase.
merge. Acha, rebase, ma'am.
Git rebase master, right? So the source branch, it says it has got rebased. You can see the file3 appeared here. Log of master will not be affected. Let's see the log of V2, right? This is of our interest. Let's compare this. Okay, after rebase. So commit A, commit B, commit C. If you see, came and sit in between this B and D, and this is the latest commit of B, right? So this is how the log of B2 got rebased. ID might be changed. This is different. Okay, ID got changed, but this is the same ID, same commit with the commit message as well. The point here is initially you are seeing all the parent commits. These are all from parent, then from the child commit. Got it, everyone? Understood?
If we can merge it, then it also be in the sequential form.
Sorry?
If it's like before rebase, if we can merge this git merge, and then so it will also be in the sequential form, like
Merge is
down.
different, right?
Okay,
Merge will also integrate changes, but it will not do this rewrite, right? It will create a new commit ID. Like we discussed, whenever you merge, a new commit ID will be created in the current branch. New commit ID in the sense as a latest, as a topmost commit in the current branch. But here it's not created as a latest or topmost commit ID. It was in between B and D because it was arranging the commit history as per the timestamp of first master commits than the child commits.
ma'am, here also the two commit ID generated.
The point here is they were arranged in an order. Commit ID, where is it generated? It was not added as topmost commit ID. When you merge, the commit ID will be added as a topmost, latest commit ID. But that's not happening here. This is the one which is merged. This is the one.
Yeah, ma'am. And this the second one is from second one is the first one is new 0f F67639.
This is the commits of a D branch. When you merge, the commit history would be
AB.
that is the one. A new commit ID will be added as a means a latest commit ID will be added. And when you rebase,
ABCD.
this is rebase. Is this clear for everyone? Any questions?
One doubt. Actually, we are rebasing by using the command git rebase master. That means source, right? So if any child branches other than B2, if any child branch there, it will rebase there also, right?
See, it will be, if you don't mention destination branch, means the current branch is your destination branch. So it's like git rebase master and B2. Source and destination. If you don't mention destination, the current branch on which you are running the command will be considered as a destination branch.
Otherwise, we can mention the destination too, right?
Yes, you can mention.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, in real time, where we'll use this rebase?
For smaller projects, simple projects, if your branches are still local, if you did not share it with others, local branches, and if you want to see this kind of linear, clean development, means at a later point of time when you see the log history, you want to understand like which commits are from which branch. If you need that kind of log history, you will do rebase. This kind of rebase is again very rarely used.
Because you said it is based on timestamp, because my requirement is not based on timestamp. So in that case, how do we do that?
That's what I'm saying. This will be used very rarely for smaller projects. If you want to see this kind of log history, linear log history as per the timestamp, you can rebase.
Okay.
Like I said, you want to
timestamp
understand
only.
your commit history just by, you want to understand which commits are which from which branch. Just by seeing this commit history, you want to have a better understanding. You can rebase because okay, initial are from parent and from the child. But this kind of log history will not provide you that kind of study, right? Some of them from parent, this one from child, again some from parent. This would be very difficult to understand. This is a bit clear to understand. The commits, initial ones are from parent and from the child. If you want to understand and have such kind of clean linear log history, you will rebase. This rebase should happen for local branches. Means if you have shared it with others, push to remote, you should not rebase. So for such local repositories, simple small projects, if you want this kind of clean understanding, you may use rebase.
One question,
Rather
ma'am, like
than
you, yeah, please go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
rather than using this rebase, we'll be using a rebase called pull with rebase on remote. That is more used than this one. This is very less used. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, see, merge is like adding at the end, and rebase is adding with the timestamp. But in case if I wanted to add in between where I wanted, so which command I can go for, ma'am?
In between means?
Like in between A and B, I wanted to insert another.
Like what is the
another
logic? A and B means, see here the logic is first parent commits.
with the timestamp.
Parent commits
Yeah.
means linear development. It is showing linear development. There is a logic, right? Linear development. First parent changes. And which parent changes? Timestamp. Like first this was created, so this one, then this one, then this one, and so on. Right? So there is a logic that it is a linear development. It's not randomly however you want. Okay? Like you want to put here, not that way. It's a linear development. And there is something like other types of rebase as well, which will help you further reiterate depending on your timestamp, or else you want to put them these dates in one sequence and all. There are different types of rebase, but we don't use. But random kind of thing commit coming here will not be there.
Okay, Git don't have any such feature putting in between where I wanted. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Ma'am, little one more thing, ma'am. Ma'am, log of P2 after rebase. So all the file on M1 commit ID is same, second file commit ID is same, and the top one head that is changed only.
Yeah.
And every time when we do like the head of that is always going to be changed.
Yeah. Yeah, ID will change. But
ID
it's
will
the
only
same commit ID. The point here is order. Initially parent comments, then the child comments.
so ma'am, every ID is same. If you check log of B2, all the IDs are B71, everything is same, 66 same. And in the top log file on M, that is also same, 16 say. And the top one is only changed because of the rebase.
Yeah.
So ma'am, whenever we do the base, so it means from a log of master or log of B2, the top ID is going to be changed.
Yeah.
So ma'am, is there a significance of like this, because every ID is same and only this ID is commit ID?
It was a rebase. We are inserting this here, rewriting the log history. This is how rebase works. The ID will be
different.
Whenever you merge also, ID will be different when there are conflicts or when you are like merging with conflicts.
Because here all the IDs are same, only the top ID.
In merge also remaining IDs will be same, right? A new
top,
commit ID will be added.
Yeah.
That's how Git works.
Okay, ma'am.
So that is about rebase. Like I said, this is very rarely used, but the whole concept here is it is avoiding unnecessary merge IDs. Means just because of merge, you don't need to put it as a latest or topmost, right? It was merging. Means we are integrating changes from one branch to another. There's no point of adding it like a latest commit in the current branch. That's the whole point of rebase. But rather than using this kind of rebase, there is a rebase we use on remote as well, which will be more helpful than this. Okay, we will be looking into that, but this is the whole concept of rebase. Even there, this is the underlying concept which we are going to use. So this is about rebase, and at this point, let us revisit our architecture, Git architecture.
Ma'am, this one doubt about rebase.
Yeah.
You're saying the ls is the system level command, and the physically all files were there in the system. So it should show us all the files, right? Irrespective of whether we are in the this branch or the another branch, right?
Yeah. See,
But
ls, any command will show you the output wherever you are running. If I'm running it on V2, it will show the output of this. It will, if you are running on master, it will show the output of it. Every command is specific to the branch where you are running. If I do ls, it is showing this files of like files in the working directory of V2. If I do ls on master, it will show me the files of the master branch.
even though it is a OS command, it would be
See, let's
seen through
not
the
make the
prism of.
things too complex, Manoj. Don't think too much, okay? OS command or ls command, like let's not separate this that way as OS commands and all. Just whatever command you run on your repository are specific to your branch, specific to this branch. ls will show the files of the working directory, okay? Which working directory on whichever branch you are running it. Git ls files will show the files of the staging area, which staging area on whichever branch you are running it. Right? Don't think too much and don't get confused with the things. Right? This is what you should know. You should run the command, any command if you are running, you will see the files of that particular branch. If you don't commit and switch to other branches, all of them will be seen. You should commit the changes to this particular branch so that they'll be visible only in that branch. Now coming back, this is our Git architecture, right? We were talking about this architecture a couple of days back, like working directory, staging area, and local repository. Till now, whatever we have done, we were still on this local repository. We didn't go to remote it. Okay, we didn't go to remote it. We were still on this local repository. We have done so many things before we go to remote, right? Now we are confident enough. We have done so many things. It's time now to step into remote. Before we step into remote, let me give a quick recap of the things we have done till now. We have spent a couple of days on this. So let me just give a quick recap. We have got an understanding on working directory, staging area, and local repository, right? This is the first architecture we have learned, like a Git architecture, and we have learned how our files, how do we have our changes moving. We have discussed about unstaged changes, staged changes, untracked changes, right? We have seen adding, committing, then we have seen git diff commands, right? Of course, git add, git commit, git log. I'm not writing all of them. We have discussed about git diff, git rm, git rm cached, right? We have discussed about git ignore, git revert, git reset. Again, different types of resets. We have discussed differences between reverts and reset. And we have discussed about git branching, git merging with conflicts, without conflicts. And then we have discussed about git stash, right? And then git rebase, right? Again, like a lot of things we have discussed here, different types of doing things, like different types of stash, right? Different ways or options you have in each of them. So these are all the things we have got to know now. Now that we have understood all of these things and we are ready with our local repository, if you remember, we have discussed two use cases to create a local repository. We were talking about the second use case. Do you remember that? Like local repository can be created, let's suppose as it's a new project, there's nothing on remote. We assumed it's a new project and created a local repository, correct?
Yes, yes.
So that's what we did. We assumed there's nothing on remote, we created local. Okay, fine. Let's say we are DevOps team, every one of us are new, it's a new project. We have all developed this local repository from our end. Now, I just want to push to remote, share it with others, right? So how to do that? Let's see. So these are the branches I have got, right? Like I have got 3 branches, whatever it is. Now I want to push this to remote, share it with others and so on. So now, yes. So now let's push our changes to remote. So what is your remote repository? GitHub will be working like a remote repository. GitHub is nothing but an online management system where you host your local repositories. Like you have your Git, you will be hosting your repositories on this GitHub. Okay, it's an online management system, right? You have GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab, all of them works like a online management system, right? These are all similar. If you know one, you can work with any of them very easily, right? It's not complex, or you don't need to learn them separately. I have used Git for some projects. Currently, we are using Bitbucket, but we'll be comfortable with any of them. So here we are using GitHub. GitHub works like a remote repository. Let's see what is this GitHub now. Go to github.com. Okay, here you can create a free account like any Gmail account or Facebook account. Just create a free account. It's as simple as that, like you create any Gmail account. You'll get some username here. You can see your username and password. Of course, as I have bunch of repositories, it will be like no repositories for you when you create a free account. Okay, go and click on new, create a new repository as repo1. Name already exists. Let's say repo2. Repo2 also there. Let's say repo2. Okay, give some name to your repository. I'm creating a public repository as of now. In reality, it would be private. In reality, it will be private, means only the persons who have access, who have permissions can access the repository. As of now, I'm creating a public repository. Creating an empty public repository. See, what is this? See, this is the address where you can push. See, I want to push this local to remote. You need an address. You need a location to push, right? So you will be creating a repository here, and you can see here the HTTP URL. Copy that. Now, come to local. So this is the local repository I want to push to remote. How do you connect this local to remote? With a command called git remote add origin and the URL. Okay, what is origin? Origin is a keyword or else an alias name. Keyword or alias name to hold this remote repository address. You can give any name to it, but best practice or the general practice is we give the name as origin. And origin means this URL. From next time onwards, I'll not refer it as with the entire URL, rather I'll refer with this origin, right? So remote add origin. So origin is added. If you want, you can check git remote -v, means you will see the verbose of remote. It says, yeah, it's connected to this repo3.git. Now it is connected. Git push. Push will push all your changes from local. I want to push the master first. Git push origin master. As it's a public repository, of course, even though it's public repository, you cannot push, it will ask for credentials. For me, as it's not first time, it doesn't ask for the credentials, but for you, it will prompt for username and password. Which username and password you should give here?
The one that you used to in the building that repo at GitHub.
GitHub.
Credentials used to?
When we signed up for GitHub, right? They gave us
these
Yeah.
credentials, but these
Yes.
credentials we should not give. These are not the one we should give. What you should do is you should create a separate personal access token on your account. That was the first mistake people does. They'll provide this as a username and your GitHub password as a password. No. What you should do is remember this carefully because this is where people will be coming back. So listen this. Go to settings. Git will accept personal access token only. Okay. Now here go to settings. There will be developer settings. Okay, under settings again, developer settings, personal access token. Go to classic or fine grained beta version, anything is fine. I'm going with classic. Generate a token, classic token. It will ask to log in when you are creating the tokens, re-log in. Okay, so now it will ask for the token and also there will be expiration for token. I would suggest no expiration so that you can use always. And what you want to access? I want to access all the repos. So give the repository. Means these are all like permissions. What permissions you want? Okay, admin permissions on GitHub. All of them were there. Delete repo permissions as well. You can choose and generate the token. Some name to the token as well. My token or something like that. Okay. When you do this, see token, new token will be created. Copy this token because this is only for the first time. You have to copy and save the token. Right? Only for the first time it will be available. Later on, you can't copy it. So use this as a password. Username can be anything. It can be this username or any random name it can be. Okay, but password should be this one, this token. Okay, I already have those tokens configured. So it was using it. Means only for the first time it will prompt for username and password. It has pushed. Suppose later on if you want to change them. Okay, in the Windows it will be stored like credential manager. In the credential manager of your Windows, they'll be stored. Okay, go to Windows credentials. Here you can see GitHub credentials, right? They were stored here. I have given this as a username and some token here. If you want, you can edit or remove so that it will prompt for the token again. Right? That's how you can edit or modify. Done. And it says changes were pushed. Let's see the changes now.
What is the -b command that you gave? Sorry.
Where I go? To see the remote information, get remote verbose of remote.
Okay.
Once I added remote to see like remote is connected or not.
Okay.
Now let's go to our repository. Okay, so do you see that? One branch, all the files and all the commit history, 3 commits of master, everything got pushed, right? Let's suppose I would like to push another branch. Git push horizon B1. I'm pushing B1 as well. Okay, now if we refresh this, there should be 2 branches. Yes, you can see here 2 branches. Okay, here in the drop down, if you want, you can select this branch to navigate. Okay, all the 4 commits of B1, commit history of B1, right? All the files of B1. That's how you can push your changes. And see all the branches you can see here. You can click on. If you want to delete any branch, you can delete from the UI as well this way if you don't want. And master branch, see there is no delete option because it's a default or the main branch, right? And okay, now I have got 2 branches. Let's say I want to delete. Just now I have shown deletion. Or else let me delete first from here. See, we have created branches, but we did not see deleting it, right? Let's say deleting the branch. I'm deleting the branch. Git branch minus the p1. See, it's telling you branch b1 is not fully merged. If you are sure you want to delete it, run this command. What is meant by like what happens if we delete the unmerged branch? What happens now?
Your changes are gone. You will not be able
Yeah,
to
our
get
changes
those
to be
files
gone,
back.
right? So it was giving us a hint or a clue, like it's not merged, so you may lose your change. But still, if you want to delete, use capital D, right? Get branch minus D. Yes, I still want to delete. Now, if you do branch list, yes, B1 is gone. Only B2 master. So let's check here as well. But it is not gone from here. B1 is still here. Means we have deleted locally. How to delete from remote? Yeah. Like I have shown, you can go here and click on this delete, it will be gone. Or else can we delete from the local? Means from here can we delete? You can by running the command git push horizon, means push the change. Delete v1. This will delete from remote. You can do either ways. Say git push horizon delete. Now if you see only one branch is there. You don't have v1. Right? Understood, got it, everyone?
Yes.
So that's a simple branch deletion and pushing to remote.
Ma'am, if I want to revoke B1 again, you said version control will be there. So how do I revert that?
There is a command to revoke the branches also. We'll see that later. But yeah, you can revoke the branches as well.
Okay, in
Is this
GitHub,
after
there will be
deleting?
version stored, right?
Hmm?
In GitHub, there will be version stored, right?
Version stored means branches, right? Your versions are your branches. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
you'll have all of those.
Sure.
So
Ma'am, one
is
quick
this
question.
what your question was? Are you saying that once the we delete the branch, then we can bring back the branch one
Yeah.
more time?
You deleted the branch, you can revoke the branch.
Okay.
Ma'am, one quick question.
Yeah.
So, while we deleting that branch, you put previously small d, then you made it again capital D to delete. What is the difference? Sorry, I missed it.
It was asking us like if it is unmerged branch, means the branch was not merged, there was still changes. So for confirmation, it was asking again to use capital. Means unmerged branches will also be deleted with capital.
Okay.
If we use directly capital D, then there
It
is
will
no
delete.
prompt. Yeah.
It will delete even though it's unmerged branch. Okay, so we created initially local repository with Git in it, right? Now I want to connect this to remote. So what we did, Git remote add, right? We did Git remote add also, right? This is what we did. And yeah, we push to remote. This is the second use case, or else let's say one use case where we created local repository manually and did this, right? Now let's go to the second use case. Means already a project is there on remote. Okay, it's an old project. Already project is there on GitHub. Now you need to create a local repository by copying from remote. Copy from remote and create a local repository. So how to do that? Means let's take another folder, or else let's go to some other location. This is git underscore project. This is already local repository. You cannot create local repository inside a local repository. This is already a local repository, right? So I'm just navigating outside, like I'm on the desktop now. Now I would like to create a local repository from here, copying from a existing repository. Let's take some existing repository here. Assume that it's old project. Of course, I'm taking some dummy one. I'll take some dummy project. Let's say a repo one. Right?
You will clone the repo and
Do you all see this repository repo one? So assume that it's an old project. Already people are working on it. There are some 100 commits, whatever it is. Now, I want to copy from here and create a local repository. Is that making sense? Is the use case clear for everyone?
yes, yes.
Yeah. So there might be already existing projects as well. You may have to create a local repository by copying from it. So I am on my desktop now. So how do you copy it? That's where comes git clone. Git clone the URL. What is meant by cloning? What is the dictionary meaning of clone?
Copy.
Copy. So this will copy
Exact
from
copy.
remote and create a local repository from scratch, including .git. Means it will create a local repository. Let's see. It says it's cloning into repo1. Means on the desktop, it might have created a folder called repo1. Here it is, right? So if you just open this, a folder is created here called repo1. See, it's having .git if you see 648, just now it has cloned .git, right? On the desktop, I have got this created repo1 just now 648. Okay, this is the one, right? So yes, local repository is created. A repo1 is a local repository now. Let me open that. Repo1. And also here, rather than PowerShell, use your Git bash terminal. Okay, so see repo1. Earlier, that's a git underscore project, which we created manually with git in it, and we did git remote add and connected to remote. Now this folder is repo1, which is another local repository where we created this with a git clone. Got it, everyone? 2 local repositories I have in my system. Am I clear? Okay, and also like whenever you do git clone, automatically origin will be set. If you do git remote -v, see it's automatically set to that repo1. You don't need to again do separately git remote add origin. Am I making sense? You don't need to run this command again. It's already connected to whichever repository you have cloned. You can now git push to that repository. Is this clear for each and everyone? Any confusions here? Okay, cool. So, all right, we have got the local repository created, another local repository like which we have got clone. Okay, so yeah, this is how we have cloned, and when you clone, remote is or origin is set. And yeah, this is an old repository, right? It has got some files. Let me create some file here. Okay, it's again a local repository, so I may create anything here. Like
At a time, it can create only to one remote repo.
we created 2 remote at the same time. Come again, please.
Yeah, at the same time. Is it possible?
At the same time.
Yeah.
No, come again with your question completely, please.
Yeah, for at the same time, can we have access to more than one remote repos? That's the question.
Multiple remotes, you mean, for
Yes.
connecting? You can add another git remote add origin, run the command git remote add origin on the URL. Like you put another name to origin rather than origin 1, origin 2, and you can push to whichever remote you want.
Or if we change the working directory, it will automatically know to which it is connected to, no?
No, you have to set the remote.
Okay.
Now I have got this. Again, the same old story, right? It's a local repository, untracked file. What should I do now? Right?
Add.
And then commit. Okay, done. So is this commit available on remote?
We have to
No.
push.
No.
We don't have it, right? Obviously, we don't have it. I just created here. Now, if you want to push your changes, git push origin fast.
Or ma'am, we can create different aliases with the different names, right? Origin and origin 1 and origin 2.
You can create.
Right.
Yeah. See, file 4 is there. Just now the new commit was pushed. Fourth file, that's a commit message I have given, right? So that's how you can push. Okay, you are cloning, you are pushing the changes. Let's look into another interesting thing. Now, okay, I'm working on this repo 1. Repo 1 is shared across on, like it's on remote, others might be having access. So someone else might have pushed some changes here. Okay, I'm creating a file from this UI. Okay, generally we don't create from this UI. Okay, from another local they'll push, but let's assume someone have pushed. I'm creating some file here. File 5. Okay, I'm just commenting the changes. Okay, let's assume someone else have pushed this change from their local, like we pushed our changes from our local to this. Someone else have pushed the changes. So do we have this file 1 in our local?
No.
No.
Do I have that?
No.
So what if I want to get the updates or get the changes from remote to local? How to get those updates to my local repository? Because many people might have pushed their changes later on, right? So how to get those updates?
We should pull it.
Pull.
There is something like git pull origin, right? What is pull? Let's see. Say git pull origin. You got this file 5. Of course, you will get the log. It's a kind of merge from remote to local, right? So you get the latest commit as well. So that's how pull works. Then what is the difference between clone and pull?
Pull only updates the changes. Clone brings everything actually.
Clone is the for the
copy.
Pull will
first
bring
time.
only
Clone
the
we can use for
delta between the two, between your master and your local master. So, or between your remote and your master. It will only bring the delta and give you a new commit ID.
Okay, we will talk about it.
Pull will create the merge.
See, let me just, I'm recreating this scenario. I'm creating one more file here. File 6.txt. A new file on remote. Okay, file 6. Okay, so we don't have it. Now, if I want to get the updates, how to get the updates from remote to local?
Git pull.
Again pull.
Git
pull.
pull. Or else there is another command which looks and sounds similar to pull, which is git fetch. Git fetch origin
Master.
master. What is this fetch command? Let's see what it does.
Only get the specific commit.
See, it is giving you the verbose, but where is this file sits? Right? So fetch will just tell you there were some updates. That's all. With this kind of verbose, it's telling you there were some updates. That's all. But it will not merge those changes here. Right? But the one in action is only pull. Pull will merge those changes into your local repository. See, now you got this file 6. Right?
Ma'am, sorry, ma'am. Can you repeat once again? Fetch and pull difference.
Fetch will not download the changes. Like I did not get file 6. It was just telling you it is giving you this verbose. That's all. But it will not bring the file. It will not merge the changes into local. Whereas pull will only download or merge the changes. Here you can see created file 6. You got that file 6 through pull, but not with a fetch. See, means these sounds, these commands looks and sound similar. Okay, let's get clarity on them. First one is clone. These three looks and sound similar. Push and fetch. Clone is you will use it only for the first time. Okay, this will create a local repository. For the first time only you will use clone. It will create a local repository, right? And it will copy entire remote repository to local. This is only for the first time. Then next time onwards, see, you might have cloned on October 1st. Now it is 5th. Meanwhile, in these days, so many other collaborators might have pushed their changes. You may want to update your repository, right? That's where push comes in. This will to update. Means pull works like a merge from remote. It will merge, integrate the changes into your local repository. Right? Whereas fetch will just tell you, means it will give you the verbose. It will show the changes. That's all. Or tell there are updates. That's it. But it will not merge. Understood this, everyone?
Not push or pull.
Madam, that spelling is miss, right? Instead of
Yeah, it should be pull instead of push.
Sorry?
That second one, madam, you mentioned as a push, but it is a pull, right? Yeah, the second one, push update from remote.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, it's a pull. Clone for the first time and pull and fetch. Sorry. My bad. Yep. Yeah.
And now push will push it to the
push
master.
From local to remote, right?
Yes.
Got these differences, everyone? Clone, pull, and fetch.
Madam, fetch will only show the files are there. Once we use fetch, we can use merge. Can we use merge? Fetch and merge.
Sorry? See, fetch will not merge. Fetch will just give you a verbose. It will not merge. You have to do git pull.
No. Once we use git fetch, right? After using git fetch command, can we use git merge again so that it can
git merge, which is your source and which is your destination. It is like a pull is like a merge. It's not merge, right? You are bringing changes from remote to local. It's always pull. You have to do pull, not merge.
Okay.
Well, so far we've done.
Pull. 1 second, please. Git pull origin. Okay, and the branch name you want to pull. Git pull origin means from remote, integrate the changes from master into local. Okay, merge is totally different. You are merging two branches. Both are not same. I'm just saying pull is like a merge. It will integrate changes from remote to local.
Okay.
Any questions here?
Ma'am, at the time of cloning, it did not ask username password. Why, ma'am? So how do we connect then?
Public repositories, it will not ask for credentials. Private repositories, yes, it will ask. You have to provide the username and your token. I told you, right? Personal access token.
So suppose if I try to access your link, it will ask username password, or it's a private.
If it is public repository, it will not ask. It's a public repository which I'm using. Anyone can clone.
Okay, got it.
It will not ask for credentials. If it is private, it will ask for credentials. You should put your username and the access to it.
Madam, since we connected to the remote, remote system, remote repos, so we can use the merge and give the source and the destination part. We can merge it, right?
It will be merged into your local, right?
Yes. Earlier the question from the team, git fetch. Instead of going for the git pull, we can use the git merge in such case, right?
No. Merge means it is merging into your two local branches, right? How will it go to remote?
Yeah, remote. In the remote, we have added the file 6. Now we wanted to keep get that one into the local repo that we are using for the git pull. So instead of that one, can we use that git merge? Give the source.
You can't use, right? You can't use. That's what I'm saying. Git merge will merge two local branches. One changes from one branch will be merged into another branch. How will you get changes from remote? You have to use pull. See, pull and merge are different. Merge is merging one branch, local branch, one branch to another branch. Pull is from remote branch to your local branch.
Okay. Okay. I'm just asking if there any
Don't get confused. This
also,
is the pull is. Please 1 second. Pull is bringing your changes from remote. Git pull origin means from remote to your local branch. Okay. Merge is integrating changes from two local branches, local B1 to B2 or whatever it is. Local branches. Within the local branches, you are merging. Got it now?
yeah, yes, ma'am. No, only for it's allow only for the local branches. Yes.
Sampath, is it clear now? Whoever having that confusion. And there is a question from Anu. What if two people clone and do some changes on same file, push to remote? We will look into that also, Anu. Okay. Multiple people working. I'll take up that scenario in a while. So is the concept of pull clear for everyone? Okay, so the difference between pull and fetch is pull is the one which is in action. Okay, fetch will not do anything. It will just show you the verbose. Pull is the one which will do some action. So pull is the one we'll be always using to integrate changes from remote to local. Okay, I will show you an interesting scenario now. Good to go?
Yeah.
Let us take up a scenario. Here, someone else have again created some file, push the file here, which is file 7. Okay, a new file on remote. You may add whatever content you want. I'm just not bothering about the content, so adding dummy content. Okay, so there is some change on remote. Okay, so here they have on remote some changes are happening. Okay, here also I'm making some change. Let's say I made some changes, file8.txt. Okay, I'm making some changes here as well. Okay, save it. Okay, I'm adding it. Git add dot means we'll add all the untracked files. Anyway, there is one file, that's fine. So git commit -m local repo changes. Okay, done. Now, okay, I'm done with my changes. I'm not bothered about other changes I might have updated yesterday or whatever. Now I'm ready with changes. I want to push my changes to remote. How to push the changes to remote? What is the command to push my changes to remote now? How to push them?
Git push origin master.
Git
Origin.
push origin master. Okay, let's push. Will it push successfully? What happens now?
Conflict.
Conflict. Why should I have a conflict?
Because there is some changes in the remote repository.
But it's not the same file. It's a file 8, there is file 6. Remember the concept of conflict. File name should be same and source should be missing some commits. This is not conflict, but what it is saying, let's see.
Reject.
It failed to push some references here because updates were rejected. Your push is rejected because remote contains some work that you do not have locally. This is very, very, very important. It's a thumb rule. Before you push, you should do a pull. Because again, why I should do a pull? Because you might have cloned on October 1st, or else you might have cloned 1 hour back. But still, in this 1 hour, or else during this 5 days, so many other people might have pushed their changes. Always you should have your latest copy. In layman terms, get the latest download. Means get the latest copy of your remote before you push. Making sense? Means you're pushing means you should have a latest copy, but this is not latest copy. This is a cloned repository on October 1st, or else cloned 1 hour back. During this 1 hour, so many other collaborators have their changes on remote. This is not latest. That's what it was saying. Updates were rejected because remote contains some work you don't have locally. Your local repository is not in update. That's a thumb rule. Before you push, what you should do? Git pull origin master. You have to pull, update your local with remote. Get a latest copy in layman terms. See, I don't get a conflict. Yes, I got the file 7. Right, I don't have a conflict. Automatic merge. It has merged automatically. Now I would like, because see, it has pulled, but is a file 8 on remote? Do we have file 8? No, it just pulled. We just pulled it, right? Okay, fine. I got the latest copy now. Means whenever you push, you have to pull. That's a thumb rule. Now I can push. It will allow me to push. Earlier updates were rejected, but now updates will be integrated into remote. Yes, success. Now if you see file 8, all the 9 comments, you have everything. Understood the whole point? Means whenever you push, you should do a pull. That's a mandatory. Keep it in your mind throughout. That's compulsory, mandatory. That's a thumb rule you have to follow. Anyone have to do this. Anyone have to push their changes means they have to pull. Then only they can push. Of course, if it's already updated, then it will not ask you to pull. Otherwise, you have to pull. But remember, like by default, everyone will pull before they push. That's not a conflict scenario. Am I clear with this scenario?
Yeah, ma'am, if we make file 9 .txt, so
We will
first we will
go
do
to that. We'll go to that part. Same file you're talking about, right?
Yeah, means we first we pull.
We
If we
will
make a new
we'll
file.
go to that part. Understood this, everyone? Any questions?
Ma'am, when we pull
Yeah,
from
every time you are
ma'am,
pushing it to master, why
I
can't we
think
push it to
somebody should
branch 1,
stop.
branch 2?
Somebody is already
You
asking
can push.
questions.
I have a changes on my master. I'm pushing. If you have B1, get push horizon B1. But master to master on remote, B1 to B1 on remote, not vice versa.
Okay, it will again make mixed up. Okay.
You
Okay,
can push
got
from
it.
local to remote, same branches.
Ma'am,
Sure, sure.
um,
Thank you.
okay.
Good to go? Can we go ahead? Any question from anyone else?
Yeah, ma'am, that's the same. If we make a new file, then pull.
All right. Okay. So yeah, let's go here. I'm going with another scenario now. I'm just making some commit, default commit message. I'm leaving it, or if you can change this commit message, but I'm just leaving it. Some file 9 was created, like someone else pushed their changes. I'm least bothered about it. I'm very busy making my own changes. I have got this file 9 here as well. Okay, so what should I do? Same old concept.
Pull.
Like it will ask me to, as an untracked file, I have to add the change. Git add, correct? Yeah. Git commit -m on local repo changes, whatever, done. Okay, I'm ready with my changes. I want to push. What happens now? Can I push successfully? What will be the message now?
It will rejected.
What will be the message now?
Ma'am, we have to pull it.
Means it will tell us that updates were rejected, correct? Because there were some updates on remote which I don't have locally, correct?
If you have any
Everyone
conflicts,
following?
maybe if you have any conflicts, then maybe it will show.
See, first about the updates, you should have your latest copy, right? Before you push. Do I have latest copy?
No.
So what would be the message? Let's see.
It will rejected.
That you will get there will be conflict. You will have to get the latest first.
See,
Always.
before conflicts, first of all, updates. There were some updates on remote. I cannot push. It's not my latest copy. So it is saying updates were rejected. What should I do now?
Git pull.
Pull.
Git pull.
First get the latest, then add yours,
Git
and then
pull.
push.
Yeah, git pull.
Ma'am, if we do that, our local will be changed, right?
If we do what? If we do this one or this one?
No, he is telling if you pull, it will override our
Let's
local
see.
changes.
Yes,
Let's see. Let's run this and see. Okay, let's get the updates. Earlier when I do git pull, yes, I got the change. But now pull is like I'm saying it is like a merge. It's not that you instead of pull you run git merge command. Okay, the merge is between local branches. This is from remote to local branch. So when you do this git pull, right, you got a conflict like before yesterday we got a conflict on file 4. Concept is same again. First thing, why do you get a conflict? There were two reasons for conflict. What are the two reasons? I want answers from everyone.
Earlier we noticed
Name.
for the same file name, and again we discussed about the commit ID.
Same file name and source is missing some commit, which is there on destination, we get a conflict. Here also same. First thing, same file name, source. Which is our source? What is the source here? What is pull doing?
Local, your
Source is remote.
Pull
Source
is
is
bringing
remote.
changes from remote to local. So remote is the source, right? Local repository is the destination. Source is missing some commits. Obviously, yes, source is missing some commits on this file 9, right? So it gets a conflict. It doesn't know. Concept is same. What is happening at the back end is same. Everything is same. How do you resolve is also same. You get the file here. So you decide whether you want to keep both or incoming. But where is the difference then? Conflicts between remote and local. Only the difference is yesterday it's my own decision. I'm the decision maker. I will decide which changes to keep, which to ignore, because please listen. I'll come to the questions. So yesterday it's my own decision because I am the owner of both the changes. But here people, developers or DevOps team, they will sit together. Means I should talk to the person with whom I got the conflict. They will sit together, decide which changes to keep, which changes to ignore, and edit the file. That is the only difference. Okay, I'm repeating. Here, the person with whom you got the conflict, you should sit together, discuss and decide which changes to keep, which changes to ignore, and resolve the conflict. Right? Understood?
Yes, understood. But how can we know that which person changes those are, madam?
I will show you that.
Okay.
Understood the reason and the difference, right? Between
Yes,
local
yes.
and remote. So, okay, fine. What I'll do, I'll select incoming or both. How do you know from which person you're getting? You have the log, right? Git log, right? When you see the log, if it is remote, see this is author Preeti, this is from remote. And also the username, I mean the email ID from remote, right? It will show you the verbose from which person you get the config. This is local. I did not configure name and email, so it was showing this way. These are all local. This is from remote. So you will connect with the person by seeing your log and discuss with the person and fix it, right?
Okay.
Ma'am, this is, we are doing a pull, right? Sorry, this we are doing pull. So it will update the changes in my local repo, right?
Yeah.
So here it is my decision, right? Because it's local, so I can update it, right?
Later on, you want to push, right? You have to push.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Later on, the point why we are doing this is first we started with push. Then it said you are not having low updates, Lavina. Your local is not updated. So we did push. When you did push, you got a conflict. Sorry, you pulled. So you got a conflict. Yeah. Now you resolve it later on. And my objective is I have to push my changes to remote.
Yeah.
Okay. So accepting.
Can I add something?
Tell me.
Yeah. So to answer the earlier question, I think, see the general practice, I don't know whether it was Ujjwal or someone, but we said, hey, you know what, I want to push something, but you have to get the latest before you develop your code, whatever language you are using. So the pull to get everything first, what somebody else has, and then you develop. And that's how the development works. I don't know about your background, but this is what I understand. Correct?
Correct. So I'm just committing the changes. Like that's how you fix the conflict, right? Commit the changes. I'm done. Now what do I want to do actually? Correct? Right? So see here the file is having both the lines. Okay. What is the file having here? Right? Now I'm pushing the changes. Get to push horizon. Done successfully. Now achieved my objective. Now if you see this, right? Finally, changes were pushed. That's how you resolve the conflict on remote. Let me tell you the use case completely what we did. See, on remote, this is the scenario. On remote, there were some changes, some files were there. Let's say here we were talking about conflict. File 9 was created or by someone. Okay, local repository. Also, we have file 9. Okay, then trying to push the changes. We were trying to push, but then push was rejected, saying that your local is not updated. Then what we did pull. When we did pull, we got a conflict. Resolved it. The same reason of conflict, same file name. Okay. And also the source is missing some comments which are there on destination. Here destination is local repository. Source is the remote repository. Like because pull is from remote to local. So we got a conflict. Then we resolve the conflict. Then like resolve the conflict like the same way. Okay. And then we could push successfully. This is the objective achieved finally. Right? So always whenever you push either conflict or no conflict. Earlier we don't have a conflict. Previous scenario, do you remember? Do you remember the previous scenario, file 7 and file 8? We did not get the conflict, but still we have to pull the updates before you push.
Ma'am, just one more. At point number 4, suppose we got the conflict and now we want to resolve it. So earlier we used to open that editor and we used to do that, but in this case, what we'll do now? We'll ask them and what do we do?
Just now we have seen, right? May I know who is this?
This is Manoj.
Yeah, Manoj. Just now we have seen here also you will get the editor. The file will be showing both the things, both the conflicts, right? Few
Okay,
minutes back it was showing everything. I clicked on accept both. Here also the same way it was showing.
Okay, so we updated our local changes. So we local changes which I had that we have taken it, and now when I try to push it, at that time it would again conflict with the remote stuff, right?
I did not get you, Manoj.
No,
Can you
suppose
elaborate?
yeah. So what I'm saying, suppose at the point number 4 when we had the conflict, at point number 5 we resolved the conflict by accepting my local changes. Whatever changes I had locally.
It's not that always you accept the local changes. You may accept both or whatever you want to have.
No, I'm giving the scenario, right? So in that case, if I push again, you would have conflict during the step number 6, right? So again, they have to resolve at the remote. What do you say?
No, whatever changes you commit here and push, those changes will go to remote. Even though you choose only accept incoming or accept both, whatever it is, you are committing, right? Those changes will be pushed to remote.
Without any conflict or rejection, nothing, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay, there's a question from Sampath. Before you development, but during your development phase also someone will push it. They won't wait until your development gets over or pushed. Every time, not only, okay, today I'm beginning my day, now I'll pull, later on I'll pull. At any moment you push, you have to pull. That's a thumb rule. Because it's not that you are starting your day now, others might be starting their day at some other point. Always you have to pull before you push. Yes, resolve the conflicts and then push your changes.
Yeah, Priti, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
You showed the example scenario like one remote and one developer. So suppose in my project I have one remote and then 100 developers. So during your conflict resolution, somebody also did same way. Again, this guy has to face the conflict, right? How do we resolve parallelly if we have more number of developers?
See here, first thing, we did not did this conflict as a single user, as multiple user only we did. We made changes from remote directly. This is some other user only, right? This is a remote user, which is different from the local user, right? This itself is a different user. This user and this local user are not same. With multiple users only we did. So coming to the point, let's say here we did with 2 users. Either it's 100 or whatever it is, you will see the username, the IDs with whom you get the conflict. We'll talk to the developers and resolve the conflicts. And also generally there will not be like 100 developers can push. Not that, like I told yesterday, not everyone can push the changes, make the commits here. Okay. Only the leads, they will have the commit permissions on the branches. Not that everyone will directly push.
Yeah, push or pull, only leads can make a decision.
Basically, a commit here can happen. You are pushing here. You can't directly push is nothing but you're just creating a commit here. You can't directly push onto this branch. Right? You will push onto a separate branch. Leads will merge from that branch to this one. Means basically, finally, commit is coming from only few developers.
Okay. Got it.
Not that everyone will push here. No, everyone will not have permission. Always what they'll do is everyone else, they will raise a PR. We'll talk about PRs tomorrow.
Okay, got it, got it.
There is a question from Darshan. Therefore, if we get the latest first, then we will not have this issue. Darshan, you have the latest means. Yes, already if you have, that's not an issue actually. What is the issue in whenever you have to push, you have to pull, that's all. That is not a concern or a bad thing which you have to avoid. That's fine. That's how you will resolve the conflicts, right? You'll have a copy of master in remote. Copy of master in remote, Anu, I did not understand your question. About the pull request? Are you talking about pull requests?
No, you mean you said that only leads can push to the remote, right? So yeah, so basically, if you work in our local system, so where do we push?
We push to a temporary branch. Temporary branches on remote, like you will not push to master, actual branch, original branch. You will push to some temporary branch like B1. From B1 to master on remote, the leads or managers can push. They will merge it on remote, which is called PR. That's what I'm saying. We'll discuss that tomorrow.
Ma'am, is it possible that
so branch is nothing but again the copy of master, right?
Master or a copy of, it could be a copy of master, or it might be copy of something else also, right? It need not be necessarily always master branch copy. This is your master branch, maybe for production. You may have dev branch, you may have stage branch or release branch, whatever be the name. Always, each time, developers or DevOps team, anyone will not make changes directly to the corresponding branches. If you want to make any changes, you will create a B1, which may be a copy of dev branch or master, whatever it is. Create a copy of this branch, which is B1. Make changes in B1. Push to B1. Okay. From B1, they will merge it to the actual branches, either B1 to dev or whatever it is. We will discuss this branching strategy tomorrow. Just understand that not everyone can push to the branches directly.
Ma'am, please just make one. I'm just thinking like that. If we make n numbers of files in a remote, and we can pull it, so and we are not making anything here, so it is reflect or it is automatically means will come, or means is it possible?
Yeah, when you pull all the commits, you will get right into
Yeah,
your
yeah.
code.
So here it is not necessary to make that changes, right, ma'am?
Which changes, sir?
Anything we don't have to do in this local.
If you want to get the copy, yeah, or update, you do git pull, you will get all the changes whichever on remote to local.
Okay. Yeah.
Git pull will get all the committed changes from remote to local.
Yeah, yeah. Now a little bit something I was
Yeah.
thinking. Thank you, ma'am.
So these are the few scenarios on remote. We will talk about the pull request and then pull with rebase and the branching strategy in the next class. Any more questions from anyone?
Ma'am, I have a different question, not related to this. Normally, nowadays, whenever we ask for some code, people forward the Git link actually. Okay, and there I see a README file. So is it mandatory to have that README, or I can have any PDF or something also uploaded along with my code?
README is like a about your project, right? It will give you information about your project. So README file will be created by the manager or the lead developer, like describing their project. Generally, it would be in the same format, not any other documentation type of. You'll put all the project description in the README file. That's a general practice.
Okay, thank you.
See, please go to the quiz, okay, on the quiz portal, and also do the hands-on till this part. We will take up from here in the next session.
Thank you. Quiz link is not there in the chat, ma'am.
Quiz link is not there in the chat today. You can get it from the portal. As of now, everyone got access to the portal. You can avail the link from the portal as well.
Okay.
Ma'am, I have one doubt. The private key which you generated on GitHub account, is it specific to that repository or it is common to the account, GitHub account?
Specific to the account.
So with the same account, we can access multiple repositories.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. We can create multiple private keys, right? For user specific.
You can create. There is an option, right, which repos you want to access scope of it when you are generating. You can choose that and select like which repositories, all repositories or specific repositories.
Okay.
Ma'am, one common scenario
Yes.
I'm just thinking. Nowadays, everyone is having a GitHub account. So whatever the things they are doing, if you ask, they will like a kind of drive is considered as a GitHub. It's just like that. We can do anything we can save on that and make a link of that and forward to the people. Is something like that OneDrive kind of thing, or it's a different kind of repository? Can you little bit in the normal terms? Can you explain layman terms?
Repository on remote?
Yeah, ma'am.
It will be shared across the developers or the DevOps teams.
Only for that reason, it's not like a common purpose, like we can do any type of.
See, all the project work is there, right? That whatever on the remote, that's going to be deployed. That's going to be the functional code that will be shared across the team where they will collaborate and push the changes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
That's what is going for deployment, not your local code, right? That's where you host the code, which is for deployment or which is for building all the actual code is there.
Yeah, if we want to save our few informations or a kind of I will make my a kind of drive. So it's not like that. Only for sharing. Okay.
No.
Okay.
All right then. That's all for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you all. Have a good day. Bye everyone. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp for any further queries.
Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you all.
Thank you.